A Greek philosopher once laughed so hard at his own joke, his lungs gave out, and he never breathed again. And centuries later, an American lawyer shot himself in court just to prove a theory. These aren't myths. They're real, verified deaths recorded by history. How is it even possible to die like that? Stay with me, because these are the top 5 weirdest deaths in human history. 5. Clement Vallandigham, 1871, Lebanon, a quiet town in Ohio, USA. Inside its small courthouse, lawyer and former Congressman Clement Vallandigham prepared his defense. His client, Thomas Myers, was accused of killing a man during a drunken barroom fight. But Vallandigham was certain the death was accidental. The victim had shot himself while drawing his pistol from a kneeling position. To convince the jury, he decided to show them. He borrowed a gun identical to the one used in the fight. It looked unloaded. Standing before the court, he tucked it into his waistband, mimicking the victim's motion. "See?" he said, demonstrating how the trigger might catch on clothing. "It could have gone off like this." The courtroom erupted. Vallandigham staggered backward, blood blooming through his vest. The pistol wasn't empty. He had fired a live round into his own abdomen. Witnesses rushed forward. He was carried to a nearby hotel, calm enough to dictate notes for his case until the pain overcame him. By dawn, he was dead. But the next morning, the jury, convinced by his demonstration, acquitted his client. The press called it death by demonstration. A lawyer who literally proved his point with his life. 4. Chrysippus of Soli, 206 BC. 2,000 years earlier, in ancient Greece, wisdom itself laughed to death. Chrysippus of Soli, one of the founders of Stoic philosophy, taught that logic and restraint were the keys to virtue. He was admired across Athens, calm, disciplined, unshakable. One summer afternoon, he saw a donkey devouring his figs. The sight amused him. He turned to his servant and joked, "Give the donkey some wine to wash them down." The line struck him as so absurd he began to laugh, then harder, then uncontrollably. Witnesses said he collapsed, laughing until his lungs gave out and his heart stopped. The historian Diogenes Laertius later confirmed the story. The master of reason, destroyed by his own sense of humor. Number 3. Aeschylus, 456 BC, Sicily, under the blazing Mediterranean sun. Aeschylus, the father of Greek tragedy, had been warned by an oracle. A house will fall upon you. Determined to cheat fate, he spent his days outdoors, certain no roof could harm him. High above, an eagle carried a tortoise. Ancient observers claimed eagles dropped shells from the sky to crack them open. From above, the shine of Aeschylus's bald head looked like stone. The eagle dove, the tortoise fell, and the prophecy was fulfilled. Valerius Maximus later wrote that destiny always finds its path. The man who invented tragedy became one, killed by nature's cruel precision. 2. Attila the Hun, 453 AD. They called him the Scourge of God. For 20 years, Attila the Hun burned cities and crushed empires. But the night he celebrated his final victory, fate took its turn. Spring, 453 AD. His new bride, Ildiko, a Gothic princess, waited in a silk-lined tent lit by torches. The feast roared deep into the night. Wine flowed, music thundered. The conqueror laughed. By morning, silence. Guards entered and found Attila lifeless on the bed, his face drowned in blood. No wounds, no struggle. Some said a vessel in his nose had burst from drink and excitement. Others whispered murder. But historian Jordanes recorded the accepted truth. Attila had suffocated in his sleep, choked by his own blood. The man who terrified Rome was defeated by his own body. His soldiers wept and buried him in secret, sealing his coffins, iron, silver, and gold, beneath a river. When the waters returned, his grave was lost forever. Power turned to silence. The scourge of God returned to the earth he once conquered. Number 1. Emperor Elagabalus, 222 AD, Rome had seen madness before, but never like Elagabalus. At 14, he became emperor, a priest of the eastern sun god Elagabal. He ruled through spectacle, not law. His palace overflowed with perfumes, jewels, and rivers of wine. He dined on gold plates and forced senators to watch him perform sacred dances. But one banquet would outshine them all. He ordered the ceiling above the dining hall filled with thousands of rose petals and violets. When the guests were deep in drink and laughter, he gave the signal. The petals began to fall, soft, endless, beautiful. Then came the coughing, then the screams. The air thickened with fragrance and dust. Dozens suffocated under the weight of beauty. When the servants cleared the hall, the young emperor was dead among them, crushed beneath his own creation. Historians Cassius Dio and Herodian wrote that he was both legend and warning, a god-king destroyed by his own excess. The sun that dazzled Rome had burned itself out. Closing history remembers how they lived, but never forgets how strangely they died. If you enjoyed this, leave a like and stay tuned for the next one.